In a new era of exploration, humanity once again reached beyond Earth, returning to deep space after more than half a century. This was Artemis II, a mission not just to visit the moon, but to prepare for the future of human space exploration. For the first time since the Apollo era, astronauts traveled farther than ever before, venturing around the moon in a mission designed to test the systems that'll carry humanity deeper into space. Over the course of 10 days, Artemis II demonstrated critical capabilities from life support to navigation, ensuring astronauts can survive and operate far beyond Earth's orbit. This mission was not about landing. It was about proving we are ready to return. Launch day began at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Before sunrise, the crew suited up, completed final checks, and prepared for the journey ahead. Moments later, they stepped out and made their way to the launch pad, aboard specialized crew transport vehicles. Waiting for them was the most powerful rocket ever built, the Space Launch System. Standing 322 feet tall and fully fueled with over 700,000 gallons of propellant, it was ready to send them beyond Earth. As the countdown entered its final moments, the rocket came to life. At 12 seconds before liftoff, hydrogen burn-off igniters fired beneath the engines. 6 seconds later, the 4 RS-25 engines ignited, building immense power. Then, at 0, the solid rocket boosters roared to life. With a thunderous force, Artemis II lifted off, producing 8.8 million pounds of thrust and shaking the ground below. Rising rapidly into the sky, the rocket accelerated through the atmosphere. 75% of its thrust came from 2 massive solid rocket boosters, each delivering 3.6 million pounds of force. For 2 minutes, they pushed the spacecraft higher and faster. Then, as their fuel was exhausted, they separated, falling away from the rocket, leaving the core stage to continue the journey into space. Now, above the thickest layers of the atmosphere, the spacecraft continued its ascent. 3 minutes into flight, protective panels surrounding Orion's service module were jettisoned, exposing its solar arrays. Day by day, they traveled deeper into space than any humans had in decades. Every system on board was tested: life support, navigation, and communication. Below them, Earth slowly shrank into the distance. Ahead of them, the Moon. As Orion approached the Moon, it passed behind the far side, completely out of contact with Earth. For a brief moment, the crew was truly alone in deep space. Then, emerging from behind the Moon, a breathtaking sight appeared. Earth, rising above the lunar horizon, a small glowing world in the darkness, fragile, distant, home. After completing the flyby, Orion fired its engines to begin the journey back to Earth. The spacecraft turned homeward, crossing the vast distance once again. With each passing day, Earth grew larger in the windows. The mission had proven its purpose. Now it was time to return. Re-entry into Earth's atmosphere marked one of the most dangerous phases of the mission. Traveling at over 24,000 miles per hour, Orion slammed into the atmosphere. Extreme heat built up around the spacecraft, forming a glowing plasma. For a short time, communication was lost. Protected by its heat shield, Orion endured temperatures nearing 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, slowing down as it descended toward the ocean. At the right moment, parachutes deployed. First, small drone parachute, slowing Orion to a safe speed. Moments later, splashdown. After a 10-day journey through deep space, the crew safely returned to Earth. Artemis II proved that humanity is ready. The moon is no longer the destination. It is the beginning.